Commission. Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014. It is 1 minute after 9 a.m. Have a moment of silence, please. After that, Commissioner Williams will lead us in the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Have you had a chance to read the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yes.
I'll move to accept the minutes as read. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Correspondence. I have a letter to read. Herald Record, Virginia Nicholson, owner, editor. To all concerned. This is a letter of notification to your office that the Herald Record has submitted to the Secretary of State on October 7, 2013, the required affidavit accompanied with the statement of ownership, management, and circulation as filed with the United States Post Office for the current calendar year. Further, the Herald Record was given the qualified status by the Secretary of State Natalie Tennant to publish legal advertisement for the 2014-2015 fiscal year. Sincerely, Virginia Nicholson. I have papers here from the state of West Virginia. All the legal papers, I guess, that you need to file. This letter is from Natalie Tennant. Application for fiscal year 2015. I have attached the application to continue to publish legal ads as a qualified newspaper. The effective dates for this application will be July 1, 2014 until June 30th, 2015. In accordance with West Virginia Code 59-3-4. Newspapers that would like to publish legal advertisements at maximum rates are required to file an affidavit and copy of their statement of ownership with West Virginia Secretary of State. Please complete, return, and enclose affidavit with a copy of the most recent statement of ownership filed with the United States Postal Service to our office by November 1st, 2013. This will ensure that your newspaper will receive the highest rate for published legal ads. If you have any additional questions, please contact a member of the Elections Division at 304-558-6000 or elections@wbsos.com. I have no more correspondence. Okay. I think public comment should be next, but it's another omit error. Am I right? Are we next?
It's on there for next time.
Okay. Okay, but I think it's next, right? After correspondence? Supposed to be? If my memory is good. Okay, Tammy Beamer says you are first. You want to speak.
I have to come over there, right?
Microphone, please.
When is the county commission going to appoint another Doddridge County Ambulance Authority board member? The law requires there to be 5 to 15 members on the board. There are only 4 and have been for at least 4 months. Since there hasn't been the total number of members that is required by law, my other question is all the decisions that are being made, are those legal or not?
There only 4?
There's only 4.
Okay.
We're trying to get another member.
Okay.
And I would think that the Robert's Rules of Order indicate that you have to have a quorum present at a meeting in order to pass any issues.
But whenever, does Robert's Rules of Order go beyond the West Virginia state law whenever it says you have to have 5 members to be a board?
Well, we are attempting to get it's not like we're going to continue indefinitely. We're trying. We're actively seeking members for the Ambulance Authority Board of Directors.
Well, I'm going to say something, Greg. I had a guy here twice who wants to get on that board.
Well, you heard twice my reasons for not putting him.
I heard that. I heard that.
Your concern is noted.
Done, Tammy?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mariana?
I wasn't going to speak, but I thought I would after listening about the board members. Now, personally, I was at both meetings where I heard the reasoning, your reasoning, Mr. Robinson, and your reasoning, Ms. Williams, as to why Mr. Moyer was not even considered. I listened to the fact that the guy has he has an education, etc. He has a business sense, but it seemed like your reasons were strictly personal. You were not looking at the qualifications. So perhaps your reason for choosing who you put on the board is who you know and how you can manipulate them. Personally, I would like to see somebody on the board that has a business sense, that has a slightly more global outlook at what's going on. And I would sincerely hope that when you folks make decisions, you're looking at the best interests of our community. That's all that I would hope that you would do. To have someone on the board, I mean, to have a diverse board, I think is wonderful, but I think the one person you put on, why don't you use the egg timer? It's louder, if you're timing me.
I'll use whichever one I wish to.
But, you know, I think the board needs to be diverse. I think you need to have people with different backgrounds and educations on it. And I don't feel that you're doing that. And I think it hurts our community. The other question that I have is, I mean, I think the kitchen timer is wonderful, but I think the egg timer that was being used had a slightly more professional demeanor than the egg timer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shirley, got anything to say?
No comment.
Huh?
No comment.
Greg?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let me.
Can we start the timer?
The fact of the matter is, we are elected officials, and we don't have to. We can talk as long as we want. So, and we make the rules. Now, my comments start out with, I'm glad you're here this week once again, Mariana, because last meeting, you commented that Shirley and I had indicated on our financial disclosure forms to the Ethics Commission, and I'll have to find out if that is public information. But anyway, to respond, see, the reason I didn't respond last meeting was because Butch kept saying he wanted to get through this meeting so he could go to the county fair. And then no, it's my time to speak. And if I don't ask for a response from you, you don't have the option of responding. Now, you indicated that we were receiving 20% of our income. Now,
At least. That's what the paperwork
you're out of
says.
order.
Carry on.
Now, the fact that we put 20% down there doesn't really tell you a whole lot as far as dollars. 20% of $1 billion is $200 million. 20% of $100 is $20. Now, I will go ahead and disclose to you that my income is somewhere between those two figures. And as to the exact income, that is between Betty, my wife, myself, and the IRS. And if you get that information, that's where lawsuits are going to be started to be filed. And because it is none of your business as to the amount. Now, the other issue has to do with the two newspapers in the county, and it seems as though, from my observations, we've got one county newspaper that will publish facts and one county newspaper that will present things in a manner to try and convince people of their position, of what they want to see happen. That just kind of reminds me of the National Enquirer, which takes something somebody says and blows it all out of proportion. Now, what I am referring to specifically is in this last week's newspaper, where it was highly suggested by what was written that I was pushing for the Independent to be the publisher of legal ads. Now, what occurred was, I believe Butch and I came out of, and maybe Shirley came out of the meeting also, but she went another direction. Butch and I were walking up the street, and Mr. Zorn presented us with a piece of paper that said he was legal to publish, or he was authorized to publish legal ads. I think I told him at the time, get on the agenda, and so I assumed that was going to happen. At the next meeting, it wasn't, and I just told or asked the county clerk to put it on the agenda because he had given us that newspaper, or that sheet of paper. And then I did the same thing again because it wasn't on the agenda. So here's my position. At the time this became known to me, I went to all of the elected county officials and I said, would you have a problem if on the ads that you all publish, if you all made the decision as to which newspaper or both newspapers, if that served your purposes? And every one of them said, it's not a problem with me. That's where I was coming from. To suggest that I am promoting is not accurate. I was promoting the fact that we now have two newspapers that are, and as to the correspondence that was read, when I saw this in the newspaper, I contacted the Secretary of State's office, and they emailed me the list of authorized papers in the state who are authorized to publish legal ads. And that was dated, I believe, July 14. I don't know if the effective date was August 1st, but it was on the form. It was dated July 14th. Both newspapers are listed. So it's perplexing to me that you know, I have to be very careful what I say, and I know that comes with the territory. But I wish that all involved would publish the facts. Let the people decide. That's my comments.
Okay, we're moving on to new business. Pat Easter, OES Director's Report.
Seems like I was just here a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you, Work. Thank you.
Okay, everything, not much has changed in the last couple of weeks.
You need that?
Yeah, I'll give it this actually runs from August 5th to the 2nd of September. We lost a little bit in our rain. We went from 4.13 on the last month down back to 4.92. Milong Creek's that's a little above normal pool. We've had 5 transportation accidents since I reported last. We've had plus 2 structure fires. Basically, what we're looking at is just a crushing activity here. We're running a lot less water trucks, but a lot more container trucks. Container trucks are hauling the drill product from the site to the area where they're being disposed of, and they're taking a lot more time on the road, so that's what we're running into. The water trucks aren't seemingly as much of a problem as they have been, basically the container trucks are the oncoming problem. On the 14th, I met with Rusty Kreitz about the generator tower site for the radio station, and he was really concerned because we was going to put propane up there, and it's not a very accessible site. So on the 24th, I checked physically, went up on the hill and searched for oil and gas sites up there. I found what I thought was key oil sites, wells. They had key stickers on the tankers and stuff, but they turned out to be owned by Rudd, I'm sorry. A gentleman named Rudd out of Charleston had bought a bunch of the older key stuff. So in the process, on the 26th, I talked to Key Oil and Jan Chapman. I've known for years, and he told me that he had sold all that stuff to this gentleman back in the early 2000s. He'd sold a bunch of the older production up there, but he had some lines in the area, and he turned it over to his legal person, and he thought that they could supply us gas for that generator. He had a line within probably 300 feet. So at this time, we tentatively have a gas source for the generator up there, and it'll be about a month down the road before that generator will actually take place. I also contacted, while I had Mr. Kreitz here, I asked him to give us an estimate on a new entrance for down at 113. He's not responded with me to get back to that, but I'm sure that he will. And I contacted a gentleman by the name of Hearn out of Pennsboro area, Elmber area down in there, who's going to do the generator for the Humane Society up here, and I've not yet been able to hook up with him. We've played phone tag a couple times to him, so hopefully I'll have a couple bids on that. Plus the 5 transportation accidents, we've had 2 structure fires, and both during the day, and I was happy to say that we got personnel out for both of them. Personnel's been a real problem for all the fire departments of late, because we're in prosperity, everybody's working. And you know, some of the people, like we lost one of our captains this week to the police academy. He's going to be going for 16 weeks. So there went another daytime person out of our department. But that's, you know, we can't stand in the way of their progress. LEPC meeting on the 16th, and 911 advisory meeting on the 23rd. Any questions?
You got any idea what it's gonna cost for electric over there? Just,
Not until I get estimates.
yeah,
Not until I get estimates. I did not. I talked to Little Mike's Heating the other day. I did not bring it up about that over there. Did you guys? Did I understand that you guys had already talked to him and he looked at that about it?
yeah.
Okay, I'm not. I'll check with him too.
He's supposed to went over there and looked at it, and so far I haven't gotten an estimate from him.
Well, I didn't bug him about it, but he had to get in, do some work for me, and I was talking to him. I should have asked him then, but
He said he did it. I mean, his wife told me he'd already done the estimate. So I have not seen anything.
well, I'll bug him.
You see
If I can
anything?
get that.
Pardon?
Do we have anybody else that does work here in the way of heating and air conditioning
Haven't used anybody.
in the county? Okay, well, I have some contacts in parts for y'all. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Okay. Doddridge County Independent asked to be moved up on the agenda as an appointment. We agreed to move him up to item B. Doddridge County Independent, legal ads. And before we start, go ahead and give yours, and then I'll respond, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
We were qualified by the state of West Virginia in accordance with the law. I believe the letter that I sent over to the county commission prior to me getting up here confirms everything that we had to go through to get the qualified status. We can accept class 1, class 2, class 3 legal ads, any and all election ads. That's basically it. And according to the state of West Virginia, all I have to do is notify the county commission and the Board of Education of my qualified status. So
And that's what your letter you handed us?
Yes.
Was about, you're notifying us?
Yes.
Your qualification?
yeah, we kind of, the timing got off with between what happened with Beth and the whole bit. And,
Okay.
You know, so we're kind of 3 weeks lagging behind all that. So,
Yeah.
we are qualified.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And my response to that is talking with our legal staff. April advised me to take no action on this matter today, and that's what the commission's going to do, take no action today. Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
No problem. Just because of what Greg had mentioned before and the things that have been going around the county, we have been thoroughly examined by Steptoe and Johnson and Antero Resources in Denver, Colorado. I received a phone call last week that stated there is absolutely no problem with our qualified status. So that's it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Murray Sheet Metal.
I met with a gentleman from Murray Sheet Metal on Tuesday of last week, and he was supposed to come back, but he called me on Thursday and said he couldn't get a hold of Mark, but he said he would come out anyway and look better, but no estimate yet.
No estimate.
No estimate.
For,
For the roof.
oh,
The big-
oh, okay,
Last winter it was leaking
gotcha,
up
yeah.
here and over there.
Okay, that's what.
Okay. DC Park, appointment of board member. commission. The Doddridge County Park and Recreation Commission voted to request that you reappoint Michael Nicholson to an additional 3-year term on the Park Board. Mr. Nicholson has agreed to continue to serve our county in this capacity. Thank you, James Messenger, Director. Doddridge County Commission. Dear Commissioners, Doddridge County Park and Recreation Commission voted to request that you appoint Jeremy Bayless to a 3-year term on the Park Board to fill the seat vacated by Paul Baker. Mr. Bayless has agreed to serve our county in this capacity. Thank you, James Messenger. Okay.
We need to do a separate,
Discussion?
separate.
I would do it separate.
Diane, right? Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that Mike Nicholson be reappointed.
Okay, all in favor? Motion's been made. Reappoint Mike Nicholson. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Mike Nicholson, reappointed.
I will make a motion that Jeremy Bayless be appointed to the
Park
Park Board.
Jeremy Bayless, motion's been made. Jeremy Bayless be appointed to the Doddridge County Park Board. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carried. D, Blockhouse Hill Cemetery Association. Anybody got information on this? Okay. Blockhouse Hill Historical Cemetery Landmark. Dear Mrs. Rogers and Doddridge County Commissioners, since 2002 I have been a member of Doddridge County Blockhouse Hill Historical Cemetery Landmark. Submitting this paperwork to notify you that due to age and ill health I must resign as a member of the Cemetery Board. To date, there are only 3 members remaining: Pauline Hall, Sandra Davis, and myself. In 2014, I mailed thank you notes and letters to past donors to once again ask for donations for the upkeep of the cemetery. We ask that any donation be made to the account established at the Cornerstone Bank of Westview, West Virginia, account number 1179705. Another checking account 1156500 was closed in 2013. All the funds were transferred to account 1179705. There are 2 small certificates of deposit held by Cornerstone Bank in the name of the cemetery. A revocable trust was set up by Ron Willis and wife, a copy of which is in my records. With this letter, I am turning all my records into the county clerk's office. I want to thank you and the other commissioners before you for their and your support. I hope volunteers can be found to continue the cause in looking after the Blockhouse Historical Cemetery. For further information, Pauline Hall should be contacted. Her name is the only one remaining on the blank documents. I have filed the necessary papers to have my name removed from all the accounts of Cornerstone Bank. Thank you sincerely, Nellie B. Cup Daugherty.
And her son Earl brought all this into me. So I have the financial records, I have the minutes of everything that they have. So I need to talk to Pauline. I don't know who which Sandra Davis this is.
No, but I'll volunteer for this committee. I've got family up there. I'll volunteer if they need more volunteers.
So I I haven't had a chance to go through this. I need to contact Janice too, because I would say you're probably going to have to get somebody else appointed. Pauline is not well, and she's up in years. And Miss Sandra Davis, I'll have to ask Pauline what that is.
Why not make this a part of the historical society?
Well, I thought about that. And who do we have to see? How do we have to go about it? What's her name in charge of that over there?
Patty Harris.
Patty Harris. Would you like me to go talk to her and ask her if she'd like to do that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we?
No, we have to check with the latest supplement.
I'll talk to her, okay?
I know that in the last few years, they have done a really good job. They went in and cleaned the place up whenever whenever I first moved back here, and they've kept it up really well. But I noticed as the years go by, it slowly is going back to what it was back in the early 90s.
We need a motion to accept this guy's resignation.
I think so.
Okay, I move to accept his resignation. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Patty got a hold of you about the website, didn't she? Well, she said she would. I told her you needed it in 2 weeks.
Who?
Never heard a word from her.
Okay. Patty Harris,
Yeah.
history.
She's got my email and everything.
How is the website? Is it all done?
It's just floating. We're waiting.
Wait. Okay. Item F, distribution of donations for FY 2014 and 2015.
I know the agencies are anxious to get their money. We should have got enough in August to be able to recover them, but I have enough final numbers yet, because this is the first day, basically, we're working, and Martha hasn't got those to me, but she has to get them to me by the end, so I don't know if you wanted to go ahead and release those, if the money's there. I'm almost positive if it is. We had a big, a lot of people come in and pay the tax law, the companies did, and I know there's several days she was just overwhelmed.
Well, we've already approved it in our budgetary process, so
Just wanted to release it when once the money's available.
pretty much myself, I just leave it to your discretion. You know what, how much we should maintain in the accounts.
Fine, once we get the totals, but I don't want to do it until I have the totals.
You don't need a motion, do you?
I think you need a motion to release it, if that's funds available, because you put it in the budget, but
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to leave it to your discretion as to when to release the funds, the donation funds for fiscal year 2014, 2015.
Okay, motion's been made. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carried. Item G, staffing through end of year and snow removal.
I move that we table that since one of the janitors is off on vacation today,
Okay,
and that we postpone that until the next morning meeting.
okay, fine. Floodplain permits, I don't have any to read to you.
Right here.
Yeah.
I do?
Man.
Bo's here.
Huh?
Bo is here.
Oh,
He
yeah.
brought those
Yes.
in.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he brought them in.
Sorry. Of course, I love it. Bo.
Good morning, all.
Morning.
Morning, Bo.
I've got copies of all the, these are the new permits that are coming in. Applications, these are the approved ones that we've done. And then,
Let's see.
we have copies here too of the still pending. So, as of today, or as of Thursday, for the newspaper submissions, received a total of 8 new floodplain permit applications. 7 of those being outside the floodplain, 1 being in. The one that was in was for EQT Production Company, designated OXF-43 well pad, which we designated as permit application 14-263. The location of that is in the Southwest District, and it's going to be for a well and water containment pad project. They're going to be building an access road pad, which will impact the floodplain. The proposal is for 2 permanent new 30-inch diameter culverts. HACRAS study completed showing approximately 0.50-inch rise in Mudley Run and Middle Fork confluence. We're awaiting the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers on that. So all the rest of those were approved since they were outside the floodplain, and we still have 6 permits that are pending. So that's what we got on that so far. Let's see. I have a letter here from Dominion requesting information regarding their planning on doing an upgrade to their Tonkin compressor station site that is within the floodplain. So I'm preparing and drafting a letter right now to be sent back to them, telling them the process, what they'll have to do to get the official floodplain permit and things of that nature. So I'm taking care of that. The other issue that came across my desk, and I don't know if you all know about this one or not. Hold on, sure. Got a fact sheet in from ET Rover Pipeline LLC. There is a $4.3 billion pipeline that is going to run from Doddridge County up into Canada. It's going to start at the Mark West facility in Sherwood, and it's a total investment of $4.3 billion. So this has more information about that pipeline project. It looks like their anticipated project timeline is January 2016 as to when they're going to start construction on that. So huge, huge, huge investment.
They have already sent letters to landowners about this, and because this is a national pipeline, they can also do eminent domain.
You're saying it's going from Mark West to Canada?
It goes across the high, it's part of the Keystone.
Oh, the Keystone stuff's going down to Texas.
It
Louisiana, where
loops up and then it comes down.
It hits directly north through Tyler County from here, Doddridge to Tyler, and across the river and up into Ohio. I think there's a portion in Pennsylvania that comes back down into it, and then it goes up through Michigan and into Canada.
It looks like
an environmental impact statement on this yet?
This is just the initial public information, from my understanding.
they were coming in, the letters that we got were to do surveys, environmental studies, and archaeological studies. And the one line is 42-inch, the other line's 36. It's actually
Huge, huge pipeline.
42-inch?
Mhm.
Starts out at 36 here.
Then it gets bigger.
That's all the data and information that I have, unless you all have anything for me. Any word on truck?
Haven't heard. The word I heard, the last day of August, it was supposed to be shipped to the dealer.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
All right, very cool.
Get my magic on your hair one of these days.
It's coming from United Arab Emirates in the Gulf, so it'll be a while. All right. Anything else?
Do you have an extra copy of this?
The pipeline one? Yeah, I can make extra copies.
Thank you.
Greg, can I get a copy of that back? I'll make some extra copies. So, all right, anything else?
I don't have anything else.
How's things been going? You're still alive? Nobody shot you or nothing? Must be good. Cool out there.
I'm okay.
It's okay.
I'm okay.
Run into any confrontations anywhere?
Just a few, but I handle it.
Okay. Just tell me briefly about Central Station.
Briefly about Central Station.
Is everything okay out there? On certain person's private property that we visited?
I have not.
No name.
I have not been out there in the past week or so.
Okay.
As of my last visit, the situation was still as was.
Okay.
I had been promised that it would be resolved quickly,
Okay.
as in the end of the month. I haven't been out since.
Okay.
So that's the only data I have.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be right back, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, we have nothing else. You got to sign paper. I got to go take a 5-minute break before we start. Okay? Agree? Breakfast, got to go. Good.
Probably. Here,
I got it.
Here on. I don't. You don't. Go ahead.
How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing well. Getting some rain out there.
How are you? Raining now?
No, it's clear today, but wet.
During the implementation, the statewide system, the issues coming back. They do, but like, I think Randy is the sheriff just got it. And the fire department's needing, they need it. They need those radios. But Ritchie County, Harrison County, have the towers, and if they're near that, each direction, then our radios will pick up. Possibly, it's a several-year project. They're very, very expensive. We talked about it. Don't say that, but we will need one eventually, because the state's trying to get the whole state integrated so that they can communicate with someone in the southern part of the state they need. Every year the legislature provides funding towards this project, and I think there's grants out there, and you can get someone from the state and talk to the commission, and they can explain everything. I've kind of heard this in a roundabout way, so that you guys can be made aware of it, and doesn't want to get really involved in this project. But on the state level, have to work on it. And they want to at one time, but then everything comes up and never did get around to Lisa send them, and they can also put it in. Because you put other things on places, or you just let them, the agency or government, we got to that school, you would just let them go on there, and then use it for their communication. And then rent space all over the school. And so, you know, that would be part of it, but that is something we had to help. But we had no restrictions from the state. But he thought that would be a good spot, because it's right there. Yeah, it's got those big, very serious, big round things on top of it. They're different galaxies, yes, satellite things.
Related to.
And there's several big ones. Those on top of that make it different.
Commission had back in
I don't know,
2010.
running from 500 to 700,000.
Yeah.
I was looking on, I thought it was about 700,000.
Like I said, they were keeping it right there.
I was seeing 500.
Normally, I would go over and show you
You
how
gotta
to
get
get
someone
someone
back
back
here to talk to you.
Get my lawnmower.
Information.
I have to have
that
that.
aware of it. Yeah, so I tried to find where it was grants. It's just
Remember?
it wasn't clear where you had a line. So you need to get someone up here, okay, what you use, what it is exactly. And, where it's on. But I just kind of, I don't know, I get what you know too, but I just, I need you to move it from there. Things that called IRP.
I'm going to get myself home.
Grades.